Thanks to Omaze for sponsoring this video. Visit omaze.com/KimJava. Hey guys, Kim Java here. So I am here today with my neighbor Christina. You can find her on Instagram and I'll put her handle right below here. But she has a brand new 7-seat Model Y and she just got it. So we are over here and we are going to compare today my Model X to her Model Y. First off, I want to ask you, what was it that made you want to get a Model Y?
So I have loved Tesla forever anyway, but I had a pretty big SUV, so I couldn't really make the switch unless it was going to fit. The X was probably a little bit more than we wanted to spend, so the Y made sense, and then when we figured out we can have a 7-seater, I mean, it was pretty much a no-brainer to just swap over.
For most of Tesla's modern history, you could only buy one car, a large sedan, the Model S. That changed in 2015 when Tesla's large SUV, the Model X, was introduced. We were one of the first few thousand to take delivery of one back then. 2 years later came the mid-sized sedan, the Model 3. Best part of buying a new car right here. And most recently, Tesla introduced its most coveted car in the market's hottest segment, the mid-size 7-seat SUV, the Model Y. What are the ages of your kids?
So we've got an 11-year-old, a 6-year-old, and then a 1-year-old, 14 months.
Yeah, so she's kind of in the similar boat as I'm in terms of needing a bigger car to have to cart around the kids, drive them all over, occasionally have a friend here and there. In terms of price, it's really no contest. The 7-seat Model X starts at $93,000 without any options, while the 7-seat Model Y saves you a cool $40,000 off the bat. With a $53,000 price tag, you get so much for this car that you could buy like a second Model 3.
Which is our plan. Saving that 45 grand to be able to get both cars. I mean, it was pretty much a no-brainer.
But how much more does the Model X actually offer for that extra 40 grand? I know for us, when we first got our X, the Y wasn't even an option, but I always think back to it now, like if it was a few years ago and I was picking a Tesla and just kind of getting into EVs, like would I have gone with the Y or would I have still gone with the X? So I think today, hopefully this video will help a lot of you guys decide which car works best for you and your family.
Yeah, I think so.
When it comes to EVs, it goes without saying that range is king. And when putting the X and Y side by side, the X gets the nod with a max driving range of 360 miles, or about 30 miles more than its smaller sibling. But I'm not sure that alone justifies the massive price spread.
I researched online like crazy, trying to just figure out what I'm supposed to do and what not to do. But yeah, definitely the first EV we've had.
Yeah. Have you been nervous about that transition?
Not really. I mean, I hate getting gas, and 9 times out of 10, I did not have enough gas to get where I was going anyway. So we're excited to be able to just plug in at home and not really worry about it. And when we travel, you know, we feel like the supercharged network is decent enough that we shouldn't have too many issues.
Yeah. Being a larger car, the Model X has the edge on front row headroom, besting the Model Y by 0.7 inches and front row shoulder room by 4.3 inches. The taller X also wins in second row headroom by 1.5 inches and lends you an extra 2.8 inches of shoulder room as well. But surprisingly, the Model Y has more legroom in both the first and second rows compared to the Model X. But this extra legroom in the Model Y does come at a price for the smaller SUV. Its third row is smaller in all 3 metrics than the already pinched 7-seat Model X's third row. All right, so we are gonna get inside these cars and do some comparison for you guys.
The back has enough space for me to fit, and the headrests are riseable. And I always have enough room, but sometimes I have to leave this a little bit farther forward when Cameron sits.
So right now, let's see. So in order to put this up, you just push the button and it goes up and down?
You have to hold the button and then you gotta slide it back. Sometimes it doesn't get.
All right. And then
they slide forwards and backwards from the front bottom.
Okay, so how would, then can you adjust it, the footroom from back there?
Nope. Just from the front.
Just from the front, okay. Big thanks to today's sponsor, Omaze. They're giving away the most unique Tesla Model S you'll ever see. Check out this stunning matte graphite wrapped performance Model S with a cognac interior. It has been custom built by Unplugged Performance to be the most unique Tesla on the road. This Model S is fitted with a carbon fiber wide body kit, custom 21-inch wheels, sports dynamic air suspension lowering kit, carbon fiber spoiler, blackout trim package, and more. And yes, you'll even get the full self-driving option included as well. You'll also get $20,000 cash. For this giveaway, Omaze has teamed up with two amazing charities, 501c3, which is creating a global community that embraces a low-carbon culture, and Give Power, which is a nonprofit that uses its solar expertise to power and provide clean water, food security, and light to regions in need. These water farms provide a long-term, renewable powered drinking water solutions to people in need. So be sure to check out omaze.com/KimJava if you want to potentially win this fully loaded custom Model S while supporting a great cause. Get an idea of how much legroom she has right here.
I normally leave my feet under the seat because then it gives this more room to go back so that Cameron in the middle has more room.
And you guys can have these be aligned differently. It looks like it doesn't have to be next to each other. Okay.
So you can leave the baby like that so you have room for her car seat and then move your brother forward.
Yeah.
That's actually really nice that you can do that, adjust it like that. I didn't realize that you could
So many different configurations for sure.
Both of these seats come down, and then the headrest, you can move them down and up for like how tall you are.
Okay, you can get outside.
So could you put like one of these down and then you could
Yes.
stay up too, so if you wanted something
So we
right
did
there.
a stroller
Yeah.
yesterday on that side.
So you'd put the stroller here, you could still sit here.
Yeah.
And then also I guess you could always crawl in through the trunk of the car if you wanted to.
Yeah. Because when Cameron's car seat's right here, then it'll be harder to like move it forward because he'll be sitting here.
Because I had not been in the 7-seater since the reveal, and I want to see how much legroom you have. So with the seat pulled forward, you have, it looks like about 6 inches, 5 or 6 inches there. But if it was back, you really wouldn't have much room. You'd have to put the seat forward.
Yeah.
In order to
But I
sit.
normally move the seat back so that it's like touching where my ankles are, and I just leave my foot under the seat.
And see, do you feel like it's comfortable enough for you back there?
I do think it's really comfortable. The top isn't like touching my head at all. When I get taller, it might, but it's comfortable for me to sit in still.
Do you know how tall you are?
I'm 5 feet.
5 feet tall. So I think that helps people out a lot. It gives them a good idea of what kind of kids could fit back here, how much room. I don't know if a larger adult would be able to fit back here, but I'm about 5'5", so maybe I'll give it a try and show you guys how I fit.
And I've sat in the back just to try it out.
Yeah.
And I'm 5'9". I definitely would not drive to Florida sitting back there. But, you know, if we were doing like a girls trip or something like that where it was going to be like an hour, you know, and I'm pretty tall for a woman. So I think that an adult, if it's not for a long time, would be okay in it.
Okay, I want to try it if you don't mind. I want to sit back there. Maybe I'll just climb through this way
Yeah. Okay.
and kind of get my shoes on your nice clean white seats.
Oh, and I did a ceramic coating a couple days ago.
Oh, you did do it. Okay.
Yeah, I did that myself. I'm like out here.
Oh, I love it.
polishing
You're
the
like
seats.
DIY. Get it,
Well,
girl.
because David was not happy that I got white, so I needed to.
The white though is the way to go.
That's what I told him.
The white is
It
like
looks way
you have
nicer.
to. It looks so much better. So actually, it's really not that bad.
It looks like you fit good, but when this is down, I wonder if it would
Yeah,
hit.
let me see what it
Let's take
feels
a-
like when it's going down. Do you want to pull it down? Now the moment of truth. Look at, I'm good. My sunglasses aren't even hitting. It's actually not bad.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really not.
It's not.
I mean, maybe you wouldn't want to for like you said, like a longer road
Right,
trip, but
right.
just for like
A quick
you know,
run out, it's not bad.
it's really not bad. And I love how you can arrange it in so many different ways. This is cool that you can arrange it and it kind of gives you that utility. Now, I do feel like had this option been an option when we were first looking at Teslas, we probably would have gone with this because the price difference is huge. There's
It's a huge price
It's huge. It's like $40,000 difference between the X and the Model Y, and you get so much for this car.
Yeah.
that you could buy like a second Model 3.
Which is our plan. So, I mean, it made sense. We know that David's got an Audi right now. We know that we'll swap him over to a 3 as well. So, saving that 45 grand to be able to get both cars, I mean, it was pretty much a no-brainer for us, especially knowing we want to get 2 of them. So.
Yeah. Now, you should have gotten it when Tesla still had the referral program.
Oh, I know. Tell me about it.
When it comes to cargo capacity, the Model X can manage 88 cubic feet of storage in its 7-seat configuration. That's about 20 cubic feet more than Model Y, but the most popular Model X is the 6-seat layout with the captain-style seats. Although this opens up the entire cabin, making it feel way more roomy, the trade-off is a big one for some. The second row doesn't fold down, so you lose about 11 cubic feet of storage and are now down to 77 cubic feet of space.
I'm gonna put this seat forward, and and we'll see how much room's in the back.
Okay, I love this. She's gonna take my job.
Thanks, Kaylee.
So I am curious about this. So you can scoot the seats. Obviously, we have the baby car seat right here, but you can scoot them all the way forward. You have the seats in there. So we have, from where it would close right here, it looks like about, is that as far?
So this is the back. I think this is as far back. Yeah.
That's as far back, so 42 inches. But then if you put the seats forward, it was, I think, about 4 feet.
So this is setting 1, 2, 3.
So 3 would give you, it looks like about 48 inches, 4 feet or so. Does the center one isolate on its own too?
Actually, it does. We can put this one.
Sorry, we're like putting you to work here. But yes, it does.
It does. If you're strong enough to do it, yes.
So each seat isolates on its own. Yeah. Okay. Which is pretty cool because it gives you that whole capacity. Now the X is a little bit longer of a car, but you can see you could fit a rug between here if you needed to.
Yeah.
And then of course you have, I don't know what you have in here right now, they're really deep.
Cleaned it out first.
Oh, I know. You never know. I mean, when you have kids, you're surprised, and we never know what's really in our car either. I feel like you're like, oh,
surprise!
Here's those crackers that they were eating 3 days ago.
Oh, yep.
But it's very deep back here. I think I measured this once before, but it's about 32 inches across, and if I'm measuring to right about that line right there, I feel like it's about maybe 14 inches. Just shy of 14 inches deep. So that's a pretty good space. Lots of cargo capacity. I feel like you get so much value for this car.
Yeah, I mean, and taking, Amelia's stroller, for example, with us was really important. So we've been able to even pop this open, and she's got we've got a Omaze, which is like a huge stroller, and we can fit that standing up inside of this.
So we're gonna go ahead and sit in the front row and just kind of compare and contrast the Y to the Model X. All right, do you want to get in the driver's seat or should I?
No one else is allowed to drive it yet.
Right away, to me, it reminds me a lot of our Model 3. Have you been in a Model 3 yet?
Yeah, we test drove the X and a 3 because we thought maybe we could fit the kids in a 3.
Yeah.
Nope. So
No. So it feels a lot like that. It's definitely roomy. I feel like you definitely feel like you have more headroom though in the Y than the 3. And then should we head on over to our X, and I want to see if what you notice. Much of the difference in passenger and cargo space comes down to the difference in size between the Model X and Y. The Model X is of course larger in every dimension, with a 3-inch longer wheelbase, and overall it's 11 inches longer than the Model Y. 3 inches wider too. So what do you think back there?
The back is like really comfortable, especially because you don't have a middle seat here. So I can like put my legs out, so it's more room right there. And like the top, I think is higher than the Y, but it's really comfortable, and I feel like there's more room in the X.
Yeah. I think that is the biggest difference, is that the X just has more cargo capacity overall, but again, you can still fit, family. And actually, you guys have an extra seat than we have because we have the 6-seat configuration. Yeah. You guys have 7 seats. we can configure the X as a 7-seat car, which also changes the capacity of it, where you can fold the second row down flat completely. In our car, we cannot do that because we have the 6-seat, and that it just isn't something that you can do. But when you're comparing apples to apples, you might want to look at the comparison between the 7-seat X and the 7-seat Y. So Kaylee was just telling me that she likes the vertical screen, but the new X's, the refresh, is actually going to be like your guys' Y. So it will go the other direction, which is better when you're watching movies. If you're watching Hulu or Netflix, I will say it is better in a screen like yours. But what I do like about my X, I love having the navigation up right in front of me. Yeah. I still have a hard time looking over when I'm driving in the 3, which is similar to the Y in terms of the navigation. But the new X has a lot of big changes. Even the steering wheel is what they call a yoke steering wheel. Now, does your Y have heated steering wheel?
It does.
Okay, so that's something that the new Ys, I don't know if you guys out there know that, the new Ys actually have heated steering wheels in them, which is super cool. That is a feature our 3 does not have, that has made us think about possibly upgrading. It's a great feature to have.
I think the wing doors are my favorite on yours.
The wing doors?
Yeah, I think they look really cool.
They're definitely fun. They're flashy though. So there are times that I love the wings, and then there's other times where I'm like, oh, it's a lot. You get a lot of attention. And also a nice benefit of the Y is that you can put roof racks on it.
Which we're gonna do.
Oh, so there you go. And I think that's really cool because we can't do that obviously with the X. We do have the tow hitch, so we can pull stuff. Did you guys do tow hitch?
We didn't, because we knew that we were going to do a roof rack. So we've taken a couple trips to Florida and needed the roof rack so that we can cart all the stuff that you need with the kids. So we considered the tow hitch, but knowing that we were going to do the roof rack, it just didn't make sense to do both for us.
I think that definitely makes sense. Really kind of depends on your needs as a family. If you know you're going to do roof rack and you can get that extra space that way. If you wanted the tow hitch, you could pull, a small boat. You could pull jet skis, depending on how far you go, because you do lose some range when you pull stuff. Also, the X definitely can.
75.
The X can definitely pull heavier objects than the Y, so it just kind of, I think all those factors go into your overall decision, and you have to look at your lifestyle when you're making that choice. So what does it say?
Oh, 77.
Very good.
That's actually a common question. We get people wondering how high the door opens because
Oh,
of
really?
the garage height.
Yeah, but you can change the setting, right? So that it doesn't open too high.
You can, yeah, and it will remember it based on your GPS location,
Okay,
so you
right.
can.
Because when we test drove this, we brought it home because David was adamant that it wasn't going to fit in the garage, and that was his excuse for me not being able to have it, was it wouldn't fit. But we definitely adjusted.
You
the
could
height.
have gone over to our house and we could have shown him because we have the same garage.
Okay, it's cool.
Thanks to Omaze for sponsoring this video. Visit omaze.com/KimJava.